Peace, peace. It's Friday. It's a beautiful, beautiful day outside. Let's see what comes through. Be true to who you are, and I know that's very like philosophical, or whatever. But once you are your authentic self, then you will attract exactly what you are. And if you've been looking for or seeking something different than you, then you're really not gonna get it until you become that. So we've all heard that, but now like I can finally say that I have experienced that. I put a lot of work in over the course of these last couple of years. Really, my whole life has been this spiritual journey, but like things kind of fast tracked in a sense when I did ayahuasca about 3.5 years ago, and then I started working with mushrooms about a year and some change ago. And there were a lot of like software updates that happened just in the last year alone. And I got to the place where I was always me, but I got to the place where I was 100% authentically me without a care of like, if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. And I've always been like that, but working in Hollywood and stuff, you got to play the game. And the industry has slowed down so much in the last couple of years. I haven't done a lot of industry work, which is cool because I feel like I've been moving into more purposeful work and really getting interested in like mycology and mushrooms, and feeling like part of the reason why the universe kept me here in LA was, one, I've been meeting a lot of new people, tribe members, and just people aligned energetically, and then also seeing the need of like the knowledge that I have for what I've been working on, how it's changed my life, also with the family, doing the work there and healing that. And so um, the universe will also test you though to make sure you're not making the same decisions, so you don't have to do the same lessons. And so I was running into last year, and maybe even earlier this year, because last year I wasn't dating much, but running into a lot of women who they were cool, but it was still a lot of the same characteristics as women that I dealt with in the past, where I was putting in way more energy than I should have. And so, I was catching things and paying attention to things a lot faster, so cutting it off. So then the universe started bringing a higher caliber of women into my life that were, more aligned, but still, you know when somebody's not the one, right? And so then I got to the place where I was just like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I'm not even out here trying to meet nobody, date. Like, if somebody comes along, cool. But, like, I'm just enjoying me. Because dating in 2025 is an investment. And I'm not even talking about financially. Financially, yeah, that, like, it costs $100 to walk outside. But energetically, how much time you invest in another person, and, take that time to get to know them, and hopefully they're getting to know you, that's time you can't get back. And that's more important to me than, like, the financial aspect of dating, because my time is very valuable. So, say all that to say is that I just got to this place where I got these software updates. I have been doing the work. I did the work. I got the healing, and then I was just outside, not looking for anyone. And then I met somebody that was everything that I wrote down. Because last year, December 30th, I wrote a list of like exactly what I was looking for in a woman. And then I met somebody that was 100% everything on that list. And it's funny because she showed her list to me before I showed mine, and I was everything on her list except for one thing. And the one thing is just like a timing thing. And so it's like something that is happening in the future. And so it's yeah, it's dope. Going back to the original thought of being your authentic self is when you get completely comfortable with who you are, and you tap into like your gifts, and you are not looking for anything. Detachment, that's another key part of attracting what it is that you actually want is the detachment. We hold on to attachments for things we want so much that, we're not putting out the vibration that we already have it. And I was just been detached from the dating scene, from, all of these external things, and just really sitting in the fact that, I'm alive, I have my health, life is beautiful, and not allowing any external circumstances to dictate how I felt inside. So nothing, not allowing anything to stress me out or worry. It's just, hey, you know what? Life is what it is. Am I doing what I'm supposed to do with what is in my power? Yes. So then I'm good. And yeah, just enjoying this journey. So it's been an amazing experience to have somebody that is like everything that you wanted and more. Like you didn't even like you had an idea. And you hear people say this, like, what God or the universe has for you is greater than you can ever imagine. But you'd be like, nigga, I just want this. Like, come on, this is very good. And honestly, if I would have attracted this woman before I was where I am now, I wouldn't have been completely ready for her. Cause she's like, man, she's the coldest thing out here for real. And yeah, just the conversations we have, the understanding we give each other, the patience, the laughs, the fun, everything is just like so on point. If I would have met her before, the moment I met her, she would have still been getting like a dope version of me, because like I said, I've been doing the work. But now she's getting the very best version of me. And like, work on getting yourself to being the best version of you, loving yourself, like never talking to yourself in a negative manner. I never did that anyway, but a lot of people I know like are in their heads, and when things are not going a certain way, you might not have the most positive messages for yourself, but like you can never do that. Look in the mirror, tell yourself you love you, tell yourself you're proud of you for all of the things you accomplished, even if it's one thing, you know what I mean? And really fall in love with yourself and be okay with being by yourself. Find out what your purpose is. If you're into psychedelics, taking some journeys and really tapping in, going within, and like work on healing your trauma. Therapy helps with that. So I read a great article yesterday, a couple of days ago, and the guy talked about therapy was something that helped him mentally heal and release trauma, but psychedelics helped his body to release trauma. And so I'm an advocate for them because I see how powerful they are, and I'm still learning a lot about them. But once you heal the trauma and do the hard work, which might require you going and having some difficult conversations, which was part of my work. I had to initiate these conversations with moms and just really work on healing that. And it wasn't just one, it was several over the course of, a year and a half. And, once you heal that trauma, then you're no longer attracting somebody else that has a similar trauma, and you're trauma bonding. So you can attract somebody from a whole healed place. Yes, you're already whole, but if there's trauma that you're holding on to or you're identifying with, or you still have a victim mentality of like, this happened to me versus this happened for me, then that's what you're attracting. So I really say, do the work, work on being the best version of you, healing whatever traumas that you have, because we all have shit from childhood. Therapy, all of these things play a part, and then also just being comfortable with spending time by yourself, and then just get outside, because also whatever you're looking for is probably not going to just knock on your door. So putting yourself outside, and not even with the intention of, okay, I'm going outside to find this, but just being outside and showing the universe that you're ready to receive and you're open to receive. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't like all over the place, but that's what came through. So work on being the best version of you, and what you want you can have. And once you prepare yourself, and with God, the universe, spirit, ancestors, whoever you want to attribute it to, your higher self sends you, it will be greater than like anything you could have imagined. And the universe will not give you something so special if you're not prepared for it. So you got to do the work. So that's the message for today. Do the work. Holla.